Oh, this is just a test. Um, Last night I was using that telephone, and I thought, by God, I died and gone to heaven, and I probably will do a lot from a from a cell phone if the audio comes across real smoothly or audible, enough to meet the needs. Probably use that. Let me see how this background's doing. I think it's very, very important that everybody gets the real picture here of what's taking place and what you're listening to. And it's not that if I sound unorganized or if I sound like my train of thought is drifting, because that's what's going on here. You are sitting in a position, and I've decided last night, and after listening to my son, the biggest critic I've got, really, as you'll find this about the people closest to you, for God's sake. They've seen me go through probably 50 deals, from they don't know whether they pack the shit, head to Tiffany's for breakfast or under the bridge, and they don't care because they've seen Daddy go up and down so many times. Hell, I wonder what he's thinking about now. Whatever he's thinking about, we're fixing. It's going to be things are going to start changing, and that's exactly what's happening here, people. For God's sake, listen to me, and that's the key definitive word. Now, the only reason I'm doing this, number one, who doesn't like to acquire more value / money in their life? Who doesn't? But there comes a point to where what we're seeing on TV, cut and dry. Everything that you see on TV and in the news and you're reading about comes down to one thing. Somebody is wanting more than their fair share. Period. End of discussion. Did you hear what I just said? I don't care. It makes absolutely no difference to me or anybody that's rationally thinking that thinks otherwise. In other words, every single thing that we do in this matrix that we live in is damn sure competitive. There's nothing wrong with being competitive. Period. That's the way nature is. It's the natural way. But when the agreement comes, or there comes to be the challenge, and there is a winner or loser. And by the way, if you're sitting there, if you're watching this or just listening, it will eventually go dark on there because I'm just talking into a microphone here. I'm trying to find the easiest, simplest way that I can teach a monkey, and y'all are a step above a monkey. Aren't you, for God's sake? Seriously, what has to happen nowadays, since the upright Homo sapiens sapien owned the blue planet, across the blue planet, except those indigenous people up in Peru and some of my native countries, back up the Indians that are still holding on to their heritage. In my humble opinion, they're the only ones that have their shit together. This group that we're going to be starting, the Seekers of Sanity, make a wonderful hat. SOS, Seekers of Sanity. But I've been on this thing, people, for a long, long time, trying to find the simplest way to interject. Just find a way to where whoever's out there that is seeing the handwriting on the wall, that their little road of prosperity or their road of terribleness that they're in now is going to get worse. And if you don't think that it is, I'm not being apocalyptic. And I'm not being, what do you call it? Fear and mongering. Hey, no. We're already into a point right here, people, where when I grew up, every so often, we would see a vapor trail from a jet or something, for God's sake. Now you go up to people and you say, don't you think that's a little queer? Odd? I like to say that word when I'm describing something that's different. Ugh. So anyway, nowadays you look up and they go, it's just planes going back and forth to the airport. You had perfectly blue sky, and all of a sudden it's that silver shit going on there across the whole deal. Rex is following it. Rex Bear, Leak Project, on his outings that he does, he usually videos the damn sky up there. He's about 8,000 feet up there around Purgatory or Pagosa. He went to Purgatory the other day. I follow Rex real close. Great. That's the Leak Project. You can find it over at YouTube. And if you're into the UFOs big time, they're there. And so is Jimmy Church. Off into the UFO thing. I've been seeing UFOs since I was in high school. When my first ex-wife made a big old picture full of grape mushroom tea, and since then I've been seeing UFOs and all sorts of things. Just give you. And here's the thing. This is what you're going to have a real hard time getting your head around. Guess what? Wouldn't it be nice if you were to run across someone who had their everything in one bag, you felt comfortable with the person, and they started telling you that they had a way that they could help save this country, if not save it, if not save the country, by making a cultural change, a shift in the perspective and the way that we interact with each other. And in the process, you could become slap silly rich. I'm going to go ahead. Last night I was thinking about this, is that I'm just going to go ahead and let the horses run. Got my ass in a real trick bag years ago, rightfully so, though, when I used the word guarantee. Woo, boy, did the sky started falling immediately. Well, a couple years later, but it came home to roost. So I don't use that word sparingly. I use it sparingly. And now I can say this without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. Listen to this. Listen closely. The key word has been said 3 times. All you've got to do, period, end of discussion, is simply listen to me and tell other people to listen to me. It doesn't make a hill of beans what I'm saying. It will come through. Trust me when I tell you. I have spent years, I'm going to give you a little screen there for a minute. Years creating what you're looking at on that screen. See how things work? I didn't know I was fixing to say that. I looked over there and the screen was dark. Y'all been staring at a dark thing, and it said all the years deal, and all of a sudden there it is. That's what I've been working on. That in an unbelievable amount of stuff that goes on behind these things. Now, as a matter of fact, I'm sitting here nervously making this recording, and this is how close to the source and the exciter moment when we kick this baby off. I'm waiting till 12 midnight tonight to call my programmer that I have known for as many years, 12 years probably or more. He is in Minnesota. He has issues up there that I have been very, very patient, and he's a friend, and so is his wife. And I've been with these people since before their child was born in the 2nd grade now, or so, 8 years old. So a lot. So I'm not about to abandon him or get angry at him because we have missed 3 or 4 deadlines that have cost me tens of thousands of dollars and a lot of embarrassment to people like Clyde Lewis and Jimmy Church. And I've gone up to see Rex Bear 3 times, and Joe Roop with his platform. And what we're doing here is something that has never been done before. We're telling the truth, and all we're asking anyone to do is just listen to me. If I make sense to you, which this is so simple, it's silly. I understand and have had this downloaded. That's the new little phrase everybody's starting to latch on to, coming from the ambient. And make no mistake about it, when you'll hear people on here that'll be talking about things like that, as well as I will be. This is a mental battle that we are fighting now. The little pop guns that are propelled by lighting and explosion of some, stuff that blows up, shoots a little rock out the end. This is all. This is all. As you've heard the smoke and mirrors are just what the. Listen to me. Listen to me. What we need is 1 million, 10 million eyes and ears, an army of eyes and ears out there that will go out and find when something breaks loose somewhere, Chicago, Bangor, Maine, Kilgore, Texas, wherever, Europe, it doesn't make any difference. If we need that content, our members, we teach a culture that if you gain value in any way, shape, form, or fashion, nowadays, the amount of valuable content that has been freely given out there is overwhelming. If 1/1000th of 1% would just believe and start acting on the content and valuable information, warning, fire burns baby, that kind of thing. Pelosi needs to be drug tested. I'm not into that realm. I want you to have to, because it's affecting the third dimension here. And really, at the end of the day, what I want to convey to everybody is this. Where attention goes, energy flows. That's the seed of manifestation. For God's sake, people, we're creating this because they're reaching a point to where they have enough focused attention. And this fear-based deal, what's the latest one? What is the damn latest one? It's got something to do over, that plane getting shot down, whatever it may be. Believe me, these things they're complex, but they're very simple. We have a game, believe it or not. Let me pause there. You're going to see that's why they call me rambling, because I will change directions, but it's relevant. And guess what? Remember what I said? It doesn't make any difference. Just listen and tell other people to do the same. Now, imagine that you had a place that you had a question about that damn plane getting blown up over there, wherever it was, in Iran, Ukraine, or wherever it was, or anything else. How do you knit one, pearl two, or something, crochet, and where did that come from? Good God. We used to take little spools back in elementary school in the 60s, and we'd hammer these small little nails in the top of a thread spool. You probably don't know what a thread spool is. And then did something with some thread, wrapped it around there, and started pulling it through that hole. It's called crocheting, I believe, or macrame or some bullshit. Anyway, rambling. So, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm your guide. I'm the guide. I'm the guide at this very moment in time. I'm the one that's got the data. I'm sitting here nervously waiting to talk to the programmer at 12 midnight tonight. Supposed to have this thing ready based on his telling me 2 weeks ago. He told me the 13th of January. Got an hour and 40 minutes. And it will be the 13th of January. And earlier today he said he's going to be working on it. I said, I'll call you at midnight. I'm doing this in a loving way. He will be hearing this recording. I love you to death. You know I do, and you know I'm on the spot. And it's not about me. It's about you people that will be listening to this recording. It's about you. It is about you. Now, let me tell you who you're dealing with here. You're dealing with someone who knows the other side. Let's just call it the dark side of everything I'm talking to you about, except we have changed sides of the fence here. I've made a deal with the ambient that if I will have a platform, if I create this platform that the ambient gave me, that's whatever you want to call it outside of our thinking realm, the Holy Spirit, the Higgsville. Eric Pippin calls it the in-between. Wherever your thoughts come from, that when you're in harmony with the light, you're in the river, I call it. It's in the flow. So at this very moment in time where we're at is that we have the ability to be able to monetize you. I'm talking to you. There's only just me and you. Think about that a second, what I just said. My lips are moving, making noise. Someone, and that someone is you. Who in the hell who else could it be? I'm putting vibrational frequencies through this telephony deal. You're picking it up through your little speaker deal there and whatever you're listening to it for. And guess whose canvas it's going on? From my lips to your canvas. Now, once you get that basic foundation, we can go from there. There is nothing else happening except what you put on your own canvas. Now, we have been giving free rein to some of those out there that understand the tricks of the trade of neuro-linguistic programming and various other things that Edward Bernays I'll say masterfully started promoting as public relations. It was propaganda, cut and dry. It was a linguistics, neuro-linguistic training. He got the girls to start smoking down a Broadway or where it was in New York when smoking for women was taboo. Not only that, they showed a knee. They showed a knee walking down Main Street. And next thing you know, Rosie the Riveter's got her camel hanging out of her mouth, showing her right arm there. And she didn't even use a pronoun. Oh, good God, what's this place come to? Good God, what has this place come to? When it gets to the point to where I'm the one that's going to be, I'm proud to do it. And with that said, I don't think, if you had anything, if you had a burning in passion, whatever it was, and I felt that, I'd ride with you. I'd hook on my wagon on Deer Star and we'd take off. All that I want to do is try to find someone who bases their decision on facts, the best that we can understand them. Critical thinking, meaning that you think, you look at the ramifications, you look at the whole 9 yards. Critically look at it. Don't just do a choice, multiple choice. They provide the multiple choice deals, and someone picks. Hell, you're still in the grease. Do your own thinking. Now, as confusing as the world has become, I could see that this is going to be a problem. Hell, you can't even get anybody to listen. If I'm sitting here telling you this, which I am, I have a plan that can cause you to reach, I don't care where you're starting at. Because number one, the people who have probably up around 250,000 and up, they're not going to listen to this. They're not. The meek shall inherit the earth. Who said so? Anyway, there's been a lot of content that supports that fact. It's better to give than to receive, and you get sevenfold back. All these dynamics, are taking place out there, but no one cares because there's a damn blue light special going on down there at Kmart or Kroger, wherever the case may be. Or hookers are now legal downtown, and that's super. I don't know where that come from. But, football games on. It doesn't make any difference. All of these things are detracting people. And, hey, I understand having a life. You're talking to someone who maxed out in the hedonistic world. I'm not kidding you. I owned a little drilling company, and I was very young. And, was that a very, there wasn't any dull moments. But there's no dull moments now either. I've learned a lot. I've paid my dues to all those involved, and there's one thing I can tell you. They know me. Who are they? Those people that should not be in power. They know. It is all a greed-based, way up there tier that is a spinoff of what took place down at the Battle of Waterloo with Napoleon, and the news got back to Nathan real fast. Nathan capitalized on it. And do the research on what was the uh, who made the most money in the history of the world in 24 hours? You're going to come up with Nathan Rothschild. And then the beat goes on from there. We're going to learn a lot about that. Now, we've come to a point here that unless somebody does something, people, unless somebody, listen to me, unless somebody does something and quits just sitting there listening to like Rex or Jimmy or Clyde or John B or Tory or anybody that's trying to get the truth out there, unless you do something with the knowledge and information that you're getting, the only way we can win this battle is we got to educate a lot of people real fast on what's really shaking out there, or we're toast. Now, the first thing you got to do, you just can't go up there and say, hey, would you do some research, watch this little 1 hour and 17-minute movie, and if you do, I'll make you rich, and you can help me save the country. Believe it or not, very few of them will do that. They don't really give a rat's ass on what's going on because they don't believe it's happening. Because we've been living in this fishbowl here in the U.S., everything's cushy. I can tell you something from personal experience. It's not that way all over the damn planet. Even over there in England, shit's different. You know, we got it cushy over here. And these morons are out there trying to queer our deal, and they live here. And they're wanting to let everybody else in here. Oh, Jesus. And that's the thing. That's the thing right there. What we need to do is we need to, as they say when you're flying on an airplane, there's a reason that they drop the damn tell you to put your oxygen mask on first before you put anybody else's on. And the reason for that is that you're not going to be worth anything if you're dead to anybody, yourself or anyone else. So you get yourself squared away first. See what this thing says here. Get yourself squared away first, and then take and help someone else. So my objective here is this, very simple. I have a plan to where all you've got to do is listen to me. That's it. That's it. Listen to me and tell other people to do the same thing. I'm on a mission. I have a little plan to where here's the deal. If we had 1 million people, and someone comes over here to the Rabbit Hole Herald, right here, like this deal right here, there's an email address. They come over to the Rabbit Hole Herald, anybody, and they join the rabbit hole right here, and I say, hey, I am, by the way, looking for a particular quote from Amishmael Rothschild when he said to his 5 sons, go out and find me something that we can give to the minions that they want desperately that will help our agenda without them knowing it, and we can win any battle, especially when you take it away. I'm looking for that quote. Last time I saw it's probably 12, 15 years ago, and it was on a picture, and it's probably on YouTube. That has a bounty on it. Now, let's just say that we have a forum like we do right here. You're staring right at it. And by the way, it looks exactly like Facebook. We've created it look just like Facebook. Let me go inside mine. And there's my little page. Look at this. Now, if I ask a question, someone comes up and they give me a response, and I go, dadgum, man, I tell you what, that looks really good. Let me flip you a penny for your effort. Let me flip you a penny. How in the hell could you do that right now? But if you had 1 million people that also like that, and they had a little account somewhere, easy, where all you had to do on your cell phone, just pull up Ramblin' Randy. There he is. That was a cute thing he said. Boom, hit a penny. 1 million people's 10 grand, people. Hello, as Rex Bear would say. Hello. Hello. Or let's say you're fishing. You know, Ryan fishes quite a bit. Let me see here. Where's old Ryan? Here's my page. And there's a video I did there. I am right there. He'll get to know me. Anyway, we just been testing this. There he is right there. Ryan fishes. And you can put a YouTube on here. You can do whatever. There's Ryan's timeline. He doesn't have anything on here. And so we're launching this thing, Ryan and I, and this is about a 10-year project that we've had. We've ran through probably 5 different projects that didn't make it, and enough that you could buy a Bentley. But I'm giving this to the world. I'm giving it to you. I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to show people how they can wake up in the morning And if they go out there and they see something going on weird in the sky, and they live in Colorado, Mexico, it doesn't make any difference. Bangor, Maine, wherever, Texas, wherever. And you post it on your story here on the Rabbit Hole Herald. And then someone sees it, instead of just giving you a little like, they might circulate that puppy around. You make yourself about $100 that day, just that one little old deal. No skin off anybody else's nose. Hell, everybody can afford a penny, for God's sake. You sit here and you listen to Rex and all the other influencers out there that are struggling their ass off to get the good content out so everybody be educated and do something about it before the shit hits the fan, and you ain't doing nothing. And one of the problems is that you hadn't got the money. You hadn't got the money. You hadn't got the money. And you're just getting frustrated out there because they're fixing to automate your little self right out of a job. If not now, probably 5 years now, you damn sure better have yourself cash flow, and it better be steady. What else could you count on? What more valuable assets you have than your damn life and your life experience? Put it on the rabbit hole here. Someone's going to harmonize with it. Now, also, all that I'm asking you to do is come in, throw some money in your account. When you see someone that gives you value, flip them a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter. Throw in what you want into your account, and you convert it from the worthless paper fiat into a little internal thing that we call pen, P-E-P-N's. One pen is 100 pennies, P-E-N-E-Es. And so when you come in there, you go out there and just find people. And then there's also going to be a little reward for going out there, gratuity, because it's great value to me. Because I'm looking to get 1 million plus, because there's a lot we can do to help change this place. If we had 1 million people or 10 million people that come in and they know that if they say something, they could get, a little bit of gifts. By the way, these are gifts. They're tax free. So if you got a penny from 10 million people, you just made $100,000. So you see what I'm saying? My CPA told me that Randy, listen to me. You just created the world's first fair exchange of value wealth redistribution system. People, listen to me closely. And I'm going to wrap this little test deal up with this. Get in touch in whatever form I'm putting this on, because I'm just recording this now onto screencast. I'm going to show people how to do this so that we can get that word out there. We have got till November of next year to educate the people about the rule of law and the Constitution. All I'm asking is this one thing, is that people, when they come in, they want to join, they want to make all this money, and they want to help save the country. But I know good and well, just show me the money, what they start out at. But if you start out with a passion to help save this country and help educate people by watching this little movie, 1 hour and 17 minutes is all it is. That's all I'm asking you to do. And if you want to make that cheese, you're going to have to write a little paragraph or two down at the bottom of what you got out of that movie, the take on that, and you're going to stick it over here on the Rabbit Hole Herald. And that way it's going to be self-filtering. If someone comes in like whoever these morons are up there doing all that fascist bullshit talk, they come over here because we're going to have a platform where they can make some extra cheese. That ain't going to happen because our members will see that. And the only way that you can get to the level where you can start raking in that cheese by helping us find other members and posting your own content up there so that you can gain value and people gain value from it. I mean, this is a beautiful thing, but we're not going to have it prostituted by these morons. So they come in, they watch that very patriotic rule of law movie, and the whole thing was in divine order. I'm personal friends now with G. Edward Griffin. Met him up at the Red Pill Expo in upstate Colorado this year. Did not know that everything was going to flow this way. He's in that movie that you're going to watch. And at the end, you're going to write a little synopsis of what you thought about each part of that movie. You're going to post it on the Rabbit Hole, and all the members will be reviewing that. And if we see anybody in there going sideways or saying something like they should open the damn border, you have to reach a certain threshold of people that will give you what we call tokens of appreciation. That is either a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter. If you don't reach that threshold because the rest of the community did not see enough value in it, you do not gain access. for being able to if you did say something very prophetic, because we're going to have weekly, if not nightly, calls where we see who all is getting a lot of tokens of appreciation. In other words, they're generating value, or you want to call money. They're doing real well for that day or that week. We'll bring them over to a live call like this, and then we'll highlight those people. And the whole damn shooting match is going to be listening in. And when they do, when they listen in and they create value, I want to hear from people. When I'm listening to Clyde, listening to Jimmy, or reading the comments over on the Leak Project, any of those people, the value comes from those people who called in. We need to get to those people who are calling in on these radio shows. That's where the real value is at. That's where it comes from the heart. That's where I learn from. So I need help finding those people. If you find me someone like that, and we get those people to join our foe, we all throw something into the kitty. You know, it's your account, but we break it up. If it's $1, you got 100 pennies you can give away, for God's sake. And then there's a certain little level we go up there to where the people that go out and help find other folks to get in here, not this MLM bullshit, but we're using that principle. But I'll tell you what, I've waited all my life. To see if there's a way that you could take an exponential business growth model, which is MLM, because they deteriorated to base. You can't find enough damn people, you know, to come in. It kills itself. It eats itself up from the bottom up, called binary creep. But if you had a way that the last person that came in had an opportunity to exceed and excel and survive and thrive, you got yourself a horse. Hello! Stay with me. Stay with me. This is Ramblin' Randy in the deep piney woods of East Texas at the moment. And we'll leave you with this. Once a person who has been honest and mistaken all of their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. What say you? Now, this is going to be a series. It's going to go on and on and on and on and on until I'm in the damn grave. So all you've got to do is listen to me. That's it. Wake up, listen to me, and tell others to do the same thing. Go out there, have a good time. If you're fishing, if you're flying, if you're doing whatever you're doing, whatever you see, post it on the rabbit hole. Give us a good picture. Give us a good video down there catfishing or at the ball or at the mall or whatever you're doing. Tell us what's going on in your world and other people see it. We circulate around. You make a lot of friends. And instead of just doing likes and dislikes, whatever it is, like on Facebook, every time someone sees and gains value, you get a penny. Get yourself a little group together. You know, think about all the churches that could use this. Seriously, I'll show you how. If you help me save this country by going out and finding a lot of people that's going to watch that little movie, because you're going to, if you're passionate, also that you can take what you have in your little account and Rex Bear. My God, when Rex does a good video, we're going to highlight these. If you're out there seeing any other videos anywhere that you think has value that we would like, bring it over here and let us know. And if they're members, we'll highlight them. You need to support those people, penny, nickel, dime, quarter, and people we can change the world. And it's all going to be based on this, a fair exchange of value. If you're sitting there listening to your regular nightly intel calls, and then you just get off of it and wake up and go, hope we have another good one like that, and they just told you that there could be a tsunami or something coming. Anyway, I hope it's good tomorrow. Dadgum, I wish you'd speak up a little louder. I couldn't quite see it. His damn camera, something wrong with the camera. You know, some crap like that. You know, or people up there carrying signs and, you know, trying to do the frontline work on pickets and protests and stuff like that, peaceful, passive protest, whatever you want to do. And then, and then they start complaining, well, how come there wasn't more people up there? Well, if you're not going to go, would you at least put a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter into the gas tank, help people that are going to go? Get off your dead ass, okay? Seriously. Good God. Okay, I'll have you another one here soon. Have a great day. Go out, go out, have a wonder-filled day. It is by choice. Random Randy. We down.